Hey guys, today we're going to talk about which Pokemon cards via series should you probably buy if you want to make a decent chunk of change profit, probably within the next 5, more likely 10 years. I'll give you a hint. The series is in front of you. Which series? And there's not many series here. I guess there's a few series here. There's like 4, maybe 5, but there's one series in particular that if you were to buy and willing to wait to sell, that you'd make a decent amount of money off of. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's the E series cards. For those who don't know, it's just that makes it easy right there. Big old E. There's a reason why. They're the last of the Wizards of the Coast cards, which was the original makers for the Pokemon cards. Now there's some other maker. I don't know. Who cares? And so just collector-wise, they're going to go up. Why are they the best ones to buy right now, in a sense? They came out in 2003. That's still quite a few years ago. The thing is, though, by 2003, original base set Pokemon were already catching on as collector cards. They were already catching the hype of being worth way more than what they originally sold for. So Pokemon cards by then were being, over collected. All the series then, they were immediately being grabbed as much as they could. They were being over fluctuated across the market, and there was too much product for the demand. The demand was for base set cards. The demand still is for base set cards, the originals. So don't go trying to buy base set cards unless, as I said in previous videos, you're going to pull some insane deal off Facebook Marketplace, eBay, a friend, a relative, or maybe you're at a garage sale, or maybe you're one of those people who go and do those storage war auctions, and you notice that one of the storage containers has a ton of first edition booster packs from base set, and I think those sealed go for like something crazy, like $300 each or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but so the E cards are the best ones to go with for if you're willing to wait 5 to 10 more years. Once you get them, don't play them. Try and get at least PSA 9s or 10s. I wouldn't settle for 8s. I would shoot for 9s and 10s. The good news also behind this is these ridges here were used to be read through a Game Boy system for kids to use on the game. So a lot of kids did tear them up. Some collectors kept them, but a lot of collectors are just asking kind of fair value price for the cards. A little bit more than what they paid for. Nothing crazy. There is cards that are already PSA rated that are going for high amounts. That's not really what you're looking for. You're not looking for already PSA rated cards. You're trying to get cards that are capable of being PSA rated for 9s and 10s that you're paying for non-rated prices off of someone. So, like, for example, this card right now, unrated, it goes for they're asking $10 to $11 on eBay. You can probably negotiate probably $5 to $6 for that card. Kingdra's not a high collectible card. I don't know if I would necessarily suggest Kingdra, especially non-holo, but I would suggest buying the E-Series cards. Now, there's other things the E-Series did that, has been going on in Pokemon now, and it's how they apply holo foil. They have the main holo foil in the back like they did with the original cards, but now they do holo foil on the entire card, and they all have different things. What I'm getting at with that is there's no first edition E-cards. That also makes things a little bit easier. There's no shadowless E-cards. First edition shadowless was all a base set thing. You're not going to have to deal with that with the newer cards unless they bring it back, which they shouldn't. That's specifically a base set thing. In fact, the shadowless thing was an accident, and that has just stuck as one of the highest price markers for cards. It really wasn't supposed to happen, but E-Series cards, they're going to be the easiest to buy. They might be a little bit more pricey than some other cards, but in terms of collectability, being the last of the Wizards of the Coast cards, they're going to continue to go up in price, and they're going to eventually have that skyrocket margin. When are they going to have it? Probably around 2025 is when you'll start to notice that. Why? Because the people who were at this age when this came out, when they were getting them as kids, they were between 6 to 10 years old in 2003. So that's how you have to account for those skyrocket margins, is which generation were these cards relative to. So 6 to 10-year-olds in 2003. Now you have to account for the years to when they'll finally be 18 and older, and they'll actually have some money in their pocket. Granted, it may be a few more years when they're actually even older, and they're actually in serious career jobs versus working at McDonald's maybe, and the market will have that skyrocket point, and they're going to want to buy the cards that were from their childhood, So E-Series cards right now are the ones to get. Only get base set cards or high collector cards already if you're getting a great deal on them. It's verified. You don't want to get fake cards. That's a thing. Etsy sells fake cards. People make fake cards. Try and get your things authenticated. If you're going to buy older series cards, if you can get a good deal on them, I know this is even harder and rare, but I happen to pull it off. Try and get cards that are already PSA rated because they've been authenticated, so you know they're real, and they're already PSA rated, so you know which cards you're getting for your PSA rating. I wouldn't suggest buying base set 2 cards. There was another video off another person who was a big TCG collector. He suggested buying base set shadowed cards, as in cards that still have the shadows on the sides. I know none of these are base sets. I can jump through a base set real quickly though to show you. You already kind of had the example though where the shadow's at. So yeah, this isn't a shadowless. It still has shadow. So shadow cards are, from base set are still going fairly cheap. They'll continue to increase. They probably won't have a skyrocket. First edition replaces the need for shadowless. Of course, a first edition shadowless is the absolute best you can get, or first edition shadowless hollow / misprint. But another good buying option is buying base set shadowed. I don't suggest buying base set 2 for all intensive purposes. Maybe look through the base set 2 sets and just see which cards specifically are already on the rise. I don't know if any of the base set 2 cards that are the same as the base set ones will ever go up, because most of the base set 1 cards, even though of course some were destroyed throughout childhood, the ones that currently exist are being usually fairly well protected. People are, at the age where they know to put them in sleeves. They're putting them in top loaders. They're getting them PSA rated. So those cards are no longer, the amount of them is no longer shrinking like it was rapidly. The base set cards. So base set 2 being basically just a reprint of base set, but with a number 2 on them. The whole point of base set 2 was to give people the chance to relive the base set card series without having to pay base set prices at that time. And they're just not going to have the collectability as base set 1, obviously, but also base set 1 ruins base set 2 because there's not going to be any unique artwork besides the number 2 being on the card. So I would avoid buying base set 2 for collectability. Unless that's just your way to catch them all, then I suggest that. But for resellability, I don't suggest base set 2. Playability, yeah, base set 2 all day. They're going to be cheap cards for a long time. They overprint them. They want to give everyone the ability to get base set 1 cards. People bought base set 2 cards hoping that they would go up like base set 1. And, just economics-wise, it's just never going to happen. The art's going to be the same. The card stats are going to be the same. And they're known to not be the original, and unless you get, doesn't exist, so it'd be a misprint, but unless you get a shadowless base set 2, it's not going to be worth much. So, just another little video, probably last video for the day. Hopefully some of my packages come in by tomorrow. I'm interested in what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think for which card series to buy, and, just let me know what's your favorite Pokemon. If you want a chance to win this Vileplume coin, We're going to give it away to one lucky subscriber who likes and subscribes to the videos by April 24th. So this Friday we'll be mailing it out. So good luck and continue to enjoy.